No.
It's 9 o'clock. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I put my hat like that too, so the sun don't shine. I don't do it. Okay, did everybody look the agenda over?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any deletions to the agenda or additions?
I'd like to add one.
You do? Okay.
Yep.
And,
The CCRC insurance policy.
yeah.
Under the business would be great, yeah.
Donna, did you want to add anything, or are you all set?
You want to put that under, number,
Okay.
under old business?
New,
No, under new
make it
business?
6.
Okay, that'd be number 6, okay. Okay. Now we need to approve the minutes for, May 6th, 2020,
I have a correction of those minutes.
okay?
Down at towards the bottom, it said, Dwayne Rogers and Commissioner Simpson discussed,
Yeah,
the Taunton drain with Grant Township Supervisor. It should read, Arthur Township resident Dwayne Dysinger, not Dan Dysinger.
okay,
We discussed that with Dwayne,
yeah.
it's on the bottom of just towards the bottom.
On
Yeah,
page,
page 2.
Last paragraph.
yeah,
Also on that, staff president Kimberly Jones was not here.
pardon me?
Kim was not here, it's staff president.
On May 6th, she was.
And May
Yeah.
6th.
Oh, she was? Okay, okay,
Next.
okay.
Yeah, May 6th, yes, you're right. Okay. How about,
Make a motion
make a motion on May 6th.
to approve the minutes with the changes referenced.
Second that.
Okay, support. Okay, everybody,
Yes, support Kim.
okay. We're ready for any corrections to the minutes on May 20th, 2020. I didn't see any myself, maybe you guys might find something.
I'll make a motion
Correction
to,
to the minutes will stand as read.
I'll make a motion to the minutes on May 20th.
Okay,
I'll second it.
support, okay.
Support.
Financial report, fund balance report.
Our beginning cash balance was $759,330.67. We had some deposits, permits, insurance check, township payments of $187,779.71.
Mm-hmm.
Our payouts was accounts payable and our HRA checks, payroll, which totaled $349,555.65, leaving us an ending cash balance of $597,554.73. With our investments, our fund balance is $2,964,707.76. I am getting the information from state, what the money coming back. I don't have that on
Okay.
there yet, but
But that's,
yes, I have to get.
any questions on that? Okay. Did the public comment already?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no,
approval of
accounts
the
payable.
agenda for the.
Or me, accounts payable,
Bills.
yes, our bills, we got to pay that. I had a good look at them today and yesterday, so I don't see anything out of the ordinary. See, they got a pretty hefty bill on the tree service. That's a lot of trees then, isn't it?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Support?
Support.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody is. Okay,
A quick question.
Yes.
Before we go into public comment,
sure.
can we add or decide if we should add as a group, the audit status to old business? I didn't catch that.
I was gonna
That's what
get
Don was
the
gonna
update
do.
and
Yeah.
staff report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I just asked her if she wanted, to add that.
Yeah, she will when we have her staff.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Do we have any public comment?
Not at the moment.
No public comment?
Nope.
Okay, Dwayne, how many, do we give the public any more time? And,
If they pop up, man, you'll let us know
okay,
during the meeting.
all right, so we'll move on to old business and old and continuing business. Number one,
Coles,
Garfield Township, Cold Springs.
yep, I met on site, Dave and I met with the property owner, Greg Simmons, his neighbor, and Dave Bile,
Dave was
Garfield Township supervisor was there. We discussed what's gonna happen there, and everybody was happy and content, and that should be happening hopefully next week.
now, what are we doing? What's gonna be happening there?
The property owner has some sand that he has to get rid of, so he's just gonna put that in our right of way. And then we're gonna grade that down, put some stone there, and then just put a piece of guardrail at the end of the road, and then we're done.
Sounds good, yeah, so,
It's like 50 feet.
yeah,
Everybody's happy
Everybody's
they're
happy.
happy.
with the
Road
decision.
in, road in sign type thing.
So I guess we could remove that one from our
Well,
projects.
we'll see, wait till,
One down.
wait till it gets done.
Yeah.
Okay.
We better not speak too soon, Will.
Optimism.
I know. I'm gonna take that back.
Number two, Hayes Township, Moss Tetler.
Mostetler, I thought we kind of discussed
Yeah.
just leaving that one go for,
We did,
okay.
so
I'm not doing anything with that at the time.
that's the time, right, okay. Harding Road, Lincoln Township, number three.
Donna helped me on this one. I think we billed them finally. Close that project out,
Oh, that is.
I believe so.
It's built up.
Maybe a double check on that.
Yeah, I'll double check on that.
I think Sam's for Lincoln. Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
for Lincoln
Yeah.
City. So actually, it's been built, but it hasn't.
I believe,
paid yet.
thought Kim was sending a bill to them for their portion.
Yeah.
For their, so it should be closed out.
How about, Surrey? What's the status on Surrey? We paid yet on that, we billed, what's going on?
There's Sheridan Township
Yes.
Supervisor
Yeah.
is not happy with the final outcome. So I
In
told
what
him
res-
we
In
will.
what respect?
There's a lot of water in the ditch, and it's not flowing properly. I haven't looked at it myself, and I can't disagree with him. So our plan is to, at some point, get out there. It's the top priority, cause I wanna get the money from the township, but
It is, and, you know, it's been a problem area for quite a while. It's clay and it's,
But still, it's, I mean, a fifth grader could run a transit,
yeah,
right?
I mean, that's right. It's
Right.
not-
A fifth grader could run a transit.
but I wasn't here, so
I
know.
I'm just cleaning up the mess.
You're cleaning up the mess, yeah.
And I want Sheridan Township to be happy, and
Yes.
we get our money. That's
Yes.
what I'll do.
Should we add that for next
Yeah, I
month?
was just gonna say, keep us updated
Yeah,
on
we
that.
can do that.
Yeah.
And that
yeah.
is Sheridan Township,
And this,
Yeah.
this is
Surrey
a
Road.
question as well,
Surrey,
Will.
yeah.
How do you fix a botched job like that? When it was, poor workmanship essentially, right? How do you fix that now?
We're gonna just take some shots, and maybe if we have to It'll take a little.
Little high spots.
Yeah.
You talking about future projects?
No, I'm
But
talking
we're
about
talking
that
about
process.
the
I mean, how
highway.
do you fix a
What I
ditch
mean,
that
yeah.
was, you know what I mean?
It's doable.
So you're working on it, that's good.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're gonna add that to old business next.
Next, yeah.
Mhm.
I got a mistake called in on it, I'm just waiting for me to get there.
What's that?
I got Miss Dig called in on it, on Surrey.
Our plan is to have Scott do it because he was the one that did it the first time. So
Go pay him to do it over.
Pay somebody. Might as well clean up his own mess.
similar to Jason, but I'd rather.
Yeah, exactly. By doing it.
That's kind of my goal on that.
Okay. So the repairs on the flood damage then?
I think Dave, everything's pretty well caught up with.
Surrey, we got opened up. I just
That was a
got,
pretty bad deal.
That was
Big
quick.
hole in
Good
there.
job on
it
that.
was very quick, but,
Guys did
still have
awesome.
to pave it. I got a hold of Right Way yesterday. They did a lot of work for us last year on
Yeah, they,
culvert openings and stuff like that, where Eric and I had a bunch washed out, so we had him come in and fix them all, but he's gonna look at it today and give us an estimate on it.
gee,
So hopefully we can have that paid next week. We got millings in it right now, and those don't hold up. That road gets a lot of traffic.
oh, I know.
Went through it yesterday and I slowed down. The vehicle behind me didn't. And he was wishing he would.
Yeah,
Well, we put millings on,
His shocks were bad anyway.
we put millings in it yesterday morning,
Yeah,
if that tells you anything.
it was, it was about 4:30.
But we got signs there saying bump ahead, trying to warn them, so I guess if they don't listen to the signs, there's
It was
nothing.
Monday, it wasn't yesterday, sorry, it was Monday.
The guys did great on that. They
Yeah.
fixed it in 2 days. The abutment was cracked once we explored it. So we tied in some rebar, dug down to the footing, sealed the joint, and then backfilled it with 7 yards of concrete tied into the existing abutment that was cracked. So
Till the next flood, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
Cedar and Dover are the only roads closed from that, so still, they're gonna be on the road.
Cedar Road, we're working on the Eagle permit right now. I have everything in place to kind of get going. We just need the permit from Eagle. So
Oh.
that's in the process right now. And Dover Road should be reopened by the end of June at the latest.
think so.
I know so.
You know so.
I know so.
Sure.
Have faith, Dave.
Huh?
I'm trying.
Have faith.
What chunk of Dover?
Just off, is it 115?
Yeah, just east of 150.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right
Over
there,
there by the lake, by
yeah, by Bear Lake or
Yeah.
whatever.
that first little.
Well, yeah, it's that old fox
Really?
culvert where they used to run cattle under.
Oh,
The wall caved in.
yeah. Did it?
It's not even safe to drive
Oh my
over.
gosh.
Oh,
So
no.
there's a hole in the road, but if you look underneath, it's because the wall caved in and then gravel came underneath it. So
It's been here a long time.
that's why we closed it.
It's been here a long time.
Okay, are we ready for new business? We're all done with that. New business, number one is this nepotism policy.
Yes, sir. I asked to have that put on the agenda, and I'm going to postpone that until after the election.
Oh,
Yes. That's all right with you folks.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's great. I just think that we as a group need to discuss it before we send it to an attorney.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I didn't
absolutely.
send it and spend any of the taxpayers' money. I contacted an attorney, so, I realize, I recognize that it's fruitless here now
Yeah.
to pass a nepotism policy. But with all the troubles we've had in recent times, I'll put that on the
Just
agenda.
table
in
it
the-
for now.
Yes.
Because I was surprised that you got that started and I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
We talked about it.
Meantime, could we check and see if we have one?
A nepotism policy?
We do.
Well, huh?
We do have one.
Yes.
I mean, if we do, we can see that and see what.
Maybe you could email it to everybody,
Alright.
just
Yeah, make sure.
just to
We
refresh.
might need to
everyone.
amend it or something.
Well, we may have to make some adjustments on it or
But it's like
whatever,
every policy, right? If you don't enforce it, it's fruitless,
but
right?
I would like to look at it so we could, know.
I will get that email out.
Okay. That'd be good. Number 2. As needed maintenance service. Dwayne?
I had an idea and I wanted to see if it was a good idea or if it was doable, but, instead of doing like a bid and going with lowest bidder type of process for, you know how we have the as needed professional services contracts and those are qualification based more than price.
Yes.
I would like to set something up like that with a as needed maybe maintenance service where we could put out like requests for proposals and maybe a few local contractors could submit showing like the equipment they have, people they have, and then hourly rates for operator with a piece of equipment. And then that way, if we ever get in a bind, like with these emergency services or whatever,
Yeah.
it could be like Dave call them and say,
We could be covered for that.
can you get an excavator with an operator next Tuesday for 4 days, and we know how much it's going to cost, and it's a service that they would be able to kind of provide us on that.
I think it's a fabulous idea. I think,
Yeah, we should.
and I think it's a start to go where we're gonna end up going, where we paid $65,000 last month for MERS retirement.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
that
Because I
is.
think as the people are frustrated and sick of all this stuff, I think my goal for the next 2 years will be to completely privatize our back rooms. Because we can get, and I can mathematically prove to the taxpayer, we can get twice the services for the same price if we privatize.
What's the backroom part of that?
I'm talking
Yeah.
about the bargaining unit.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the bargaining
So
unit.
you want to dissolve the union?
I don't want to dissolve the union. I
Then
want to
I guess
privatize. But I want to privatize because we can provide a better service for the taxpayer. Well, Al can tell you, how's Reese Riley doing with non-union?
They're getting better. Their knowledge is
Well, just based on that comment, it sounds like you want to get rid of the union.
Yeah, that's
but-
what.
Yeah,
Well,
that's something that's
I'm
gotta
not
be.
saying I want to get rid of the union. I want to put mathematically to the taxpayers what benefit we will have to privatize
Yeah, well,
and just contract out our services out back. And they have to know that 10% of our budget is paid to the bargaining unit for the retirement.
yeah, at least, yeah. So it's-
So,
Well, that could be, I would like to discuss that sometime in the
Yeah, we need,
good, yeah.
we need a lot of
Sure,
discussion.
Yeah.
but I'm getting to that, but I don't, as of now, like, I don't see, hiring any new full-time employees anytime soon. And then my thought was just when we get so busy and then there's things that I feel like we could utilize a private service and not have the overhead and all
So,
the stuff
with
that
that being
goes with
said,
it.
how do we have the flexibility to hire a private contractor and not get in trouble with our contract?
I can look into that, but I don't see why we couldn't.
Yeah.
It's similar to where I came, like, when I worked for MDOT, they did the same thing. Like, the inspectors were in a union, but the workflow varies so much. It's like, some years you don't have enough guys, and some years you have too
Right.
many guys, so you can't just
Absolutely.
hire a guy, so they did it on an as-needed basis. And Alan, myself, were those as-needed guys at times, and you become an employee of that person when you're working for them,
Yeah.
And then when we don't need you, then you go back to your company and
Right.
we're off the hook for anything.
Yeah, and it's a win-win-win for everybody.
My only suggestion is, as part of the criteria would be, being an additional insured, so that if one of those contractors that's on the
Darn right.
list.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that's standard,
Mhm.
but
Right.
we wanna be notified if their insurance lapses,
Mm-hmm.
and that needs to be on an annualized basis to contact.
So that would be just similar if we did like a contract with.
We usually have a
Exactly.
problem with
Or-
that at one time.
Yeah, right.
Been there.
Yes.
You already do that with your tree service. They
Correct.
bid
The
it
tree service, they bid,
on
It's
an
got
as-needed
some-
So
basis.
this is something I can, if I double check with the union, because they're not taking anyone's. Someone's not working because they're working. It would be
Right.
in addition to.
It's an as needed at peak times type thing.
emergencies or whatever, yeah, when you have that type of situation. But what Tim said is, that there's a lot of truth in that, and I can understand what he's saying, but we better step carefully and
Understood.
know,
Well, we have 2 years till the contract
Yeah.
expires.
right,
We have 2 years to do all our homework. We know that
you don't wanna rush into it.
it's $63,000 a month right now down for MERS. We know that in 3 years, it'll be 80,
Oh, no.
and 90, and 100, and it just grows
It keeps going,
exponentially.
yeah.
So, take Michael Henry, for example.
Who?
Michael Henry Tree Service.
Oh, Henry, yeah.
He can cut and grub, or he can cut and clear out a road for a third of the price
We can,
that our bargaining unit can do it.
yeah, well, we're sure of that.
Because they work, right? They work.
To get in there and
Yeah,
jack
so,
up. It's got some merit to it, but,
There's a question.
pardon me?
There's a
Public
question.
comment.
Okay, go ahead.
It says concerning Cold Springs and Garfield Township. So the steps to access the park can be replaced in the row when you've completed extending the road.
Dwayne, you can answer that one.
Not really.
Beyond direct.
There were old steps there.
Oh, yep, there were.
I don't, as the road commission, I'm not putting in steps.
Right.
No
So
liability
there's
on
no
our end.
Right.
What I kind of said was, we will extend the road, put up a piece of guardrail. The slope will be, we shot it, and it's pretty, it's gonna match what's there now, so it's not too
That's all that's
steep.
important, really.
And if the association or whatever they wanna do to put steps in, if it's on the neighbor, if they could work out something,
Because
like,
it's really not
but
our,
that's not anything I
Road
wanted to
commission.
have any part of.
And that was it.
is there any more?
Not as of now.
All right, let's move on.
go back to the maintenance services, we're all in agreement with that, right?
Agreement to check it.
We're in
Yeah.
agreement to check things out and track and go slowly and make sure
Make sure we're not in violation of our contract.
that we're all happy with it. I mean, I know, you got ideas, I got ideas, you got ideas, so that's an idea that we'll,
I mean, the bottom line is taxpayer dollars, that's what we're here to look after. I think that we need to pursue that.
but we need to
But,
do the right thing.
yeah, exactly.
Everybody agree on it, so we'll just, put that for further, discussion. How do you wanna word it?
Wayne's gotta check.
He gotta check into it, he'll keep us updated, he might put it on a little business.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, put it on. Okay. Number 3, employee advisory, what's that?
That was just in the packet there that, was derived with, input from our attorney as far as moving forward with what our procedure is for removing, logs, stumps, and
Oh, yeah, that's that.
excess material from job sites.
Okay,
So we're gonna adopt, you
Oh,
wanna
I got
adopt
it.
this?
This
I
was,
lost it. Oh,
this one right here.
this was shared with the guys, we posted it, I had a meeting with everyone, the entire office staff.
Yeah.
And made
I
aware
don't
that
know exactly what's gotta be done.
So this-
we've already implemented using the, consent to dump forms. I think we did 1 or 2 of them already, so
Yeah,
so far it's,
okay, good, because that's, That's good, Dwayne, and that's what we have you for. And I think everybody's happy with that.
Well,
Attorney's happy.
so what does this, I'm confused on this, because we have a written policy, work rules, that says theft is wrong.
Yeah, we got the
So now, so we have an incident, and now we're writing another policy to cover an incident. What if somebody steals 500 gallons of diesel fuel? Do we write another policy, don't steal diesel fuel? How's that work?
This covers everything.
This covers it.
But isn't it in the work rules? Or don't we do the work rules?
We do the work rules, but the way I looked at it was, it was a gray matter depending on who you talk to or who said what, and been here 6 months, so
Yeah.
I can't speak for other things, but there was very passionate words expressed in many different ways, so this just clarified where I stand on the matter, and from here on out, that's the way it is, so.
Well, Dwayne, that's true. That's why you're here. To make those decisions.
I really think this will resolve our issue with it. I really do.
I do too.
I mean, it's plain and simple. It's out there. They all know
We
now.
can't change 26 years.
Right, they all know
We
procedure
do-
now.
we do
so,
have work
I mean,
rules.
Unless you
We
wanna
just
go
got
back
changed right now.
and deal with every one of those too, which I don't.
But,
That would be unproductive, so this policy
Moving
covers
forward.
it.
well, the whole thing is that Dwayne is doing what he thinks is right, and he works for us. He works for the board, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy. Do we have to adopt anything, or just? I'm sorry. It's just a done deal. Okay.
It's an advisory.
Yeah. Number 4 here, policy and procedure on adding record. All live meetings, what's all this? You mean that you're talking?
Well, I think Merle suggested last time, and I do not have a policy on it yet. I guess I don't know what you want.
I guess what I'm looking for is, and I've heard from a lot of people, they like the fact that it's recorded.
Yeah.
My point was, once we're out of, the corner, so to speak, and we're out of the COVID situation, that why couldn't we continue to have the meetings recorded? I think people enjoy it. They like it. We can probably tell how many people are joining in on the live.
Last meeting had 56 views, I think, and we're up to
Well, I think
13 subscribers to our channel. So.
Nice.
I think it's good too, because then if we have a meeting, the county board has a meeting at the same time.
Yeah.
We can watch each other's as well, so I think we should keep
No, I think
it
that's,
going.
I
We
think
can
that's fine,
establish,
Dwayne.
It quantifies the need. I mean, that's more than I would have thought, actually. So those 13 people may not have been able to get here.
Right.
And I think it builds trust. Now, we can discuss whether it should be YouTube, Skype, Zoom.
Yeah.
Microsoft, there's
Microsoft,
all kinds of stuff.
Well, I think
Team or whatever
YouTube
the heck it is.
keeps it. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess.
YouTube is
there's a
better.
history that you could look back.
Yeah.
Now, how about, that's, so people can watch our meetings and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I also posted videos of
You guys.
Dave had a
Some
video
of
of
the
that
work
pipe
that's
washing
done.
out.
Yeah.
And it's got 36 or 40 some views of that.
You got a handful of stuff on
So
there.
when
Yeah.
you get into
I was
a
doing
project or something.
projects, kind of staging of
Is
all
everybody
that.
here subscribed to it? I viewed it, but I don't think I subscribed.
I didn't subscribe, but
think
I
about
viewed it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't think about it
So I
either.
think we should
Subscribe
all think
to
about subscribing to it so we get
Subscribe
notified.
to it.
YouTube. Yeah.
To like.
But
I
do we need
watched
to
it on
do we need to write a
But then
policy
every
or a
time it comes
procedure
up,
type
you
for
can see
I don't
it.
know.
A lot of the
Yeah.
townships
Like,
do the same thing.
It's all common sense. If somebody wants to view it, they can view it.
Right.
I agree.
That'd be a good idea.
If not,
At this point, we're happy with YouTube. Let's.
I am.
Yeah, I am too.
Sounds good.
It's pretty universal. I think it's out there pretty much for everybody.
Yeah.
The only thing we won't be doing is taking public comment and stuff, because they can come to the meeting.
So
We
I
can
guess,
still take
Well,
a
we can
public
still do
comment.
that.
Well, we can if it don't get out of hand. I mean, if you got 30 people all of a sudden,
let's cross that bridge when it
we'll
happens.
probably, yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we continue with the YouTube recording.
I'll second it.
Yes, for me, Don.
Yes, Dick, yes. Everybody else, all the yeses?
Yes.
Okay. Correspondence, Dwayne, or Donna,
We got a couple more.
Yeah, we have two more.
where are
Or
they?
we got our new one too.
Oh, the one,
Yeah.
number 6,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not to mention number 5.
Oh, the recording, I was looking,
Oh, I
geez,
thought-
I skipped right over it too.
Number 5 is next, okay,
Yep.
I got it.
I
I
did
have my
contact
glasses
our phone system. It is a free service. They can only hold up to, record it for 60 days and then it deletes off, but we can have that set up.
It's pretty sufficient on time.
60 days?
60 days, 2 months.
Yeah, I like a year, but that costs money. I went back 10, 11 months on recorded phone calls before for insurance reasons.
Yeah,
But we know that we can do it for free. Let's walk before we run and let's give it a whirl. I mean, I think that we're gonna find that 60 days isn't enough. But it's a start.
Did you get any prices for
Rapid
like a
figure.
year?
He didn't say that.
Why don't you get
He
the
says it
prices
only
too, so we
does
have that?
you know, at our next meeting, we should have some
Yeah.
prices,
Just in case.
but that's food for thought, it's good.
But
But
we
can we
want-
establish it so that it's set up going forward as of today?
Yeah,
Type
and
of
then
thing.
they call, and it's a matter of
Yeah.
a switch.
I'd make a motion that we begin that recording system for 60 days.
What's
Okay.
the price?
Free.
It's free right
It's free
now
right now,
Okay, I'll go with
for
it.
60 days.
it's free.
60 days is free. We're gonna check on what it would cost to keep the information for a year, which just is hard space, you know.
You're
I
right.
agree.
You,
Good,
I agree,
Yes.
okay.
Thanks, Don.
Number 6, road commission, insurance policy you got here?
I had a couple questions, and if we don't know the answer, that's fine, but, do we have a policy, do we pay extra for a policy that involves, wrongful discharge or sexual harassment in the workplace?
Right.
Those are policies that are typically separate and don't cost a lot of money. Maybe it's different for the road commission, I don't know. Maybe we have coverage and we don't know. If we
Yeah.
don't, I'd like to have somebody, Donna.
Get your
You guys
list
are in
going down.
agreement. I'd
No,
like to
I'm
know
in-
what those costs are for those additional policies if we don't already have them, if they're available.
Well, I would say that, we turn that over to Donna to get the details on it, present it at our next meeting.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
That's fine. I mean, if you guys are in
Is that
agreement.
okay with you guys?
We are covered on that end, I'm sure, but.
I think so.
Check it.
Harassment,
I think so too, but let's
sexual
know,
harassment.
let's
Did you
find
Yeah,
out for
sexual
sure.
harassment and any employee situations that could include wrongful discharge
Okay.
or,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know what all the things they cover are. I've never had to use that one, but, the sexual harassment policy I've seen used with great success.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll find we have that. You'll find
Right,
out.
like maybe it's an umbrella.
I think
Yeah.
it'll be an extra
Cram
charge.
has a new feature called the Toolbox. You might check in that because they got all the different policies and stuff
Mhm.
they offer. I don't
Kramer
know.
or Chris?
It's
Chris-
Krista,
It's
Mike.
McChrystal, I think.
Chris,
Yeah.
our insurance.
yeah.
And if you just call them up, ask them questions, you'll have the answer in 2 seconds.
And then you want me to forward it to you or bring it to the next?
Just bring it to the next
Next
meeting.
meeting's fine.
That'd be best. Just bring it to the next meeting and put that on the agenda.
I think, maybe let Dwayne know when you find out.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. I think it'd be a good idea. Let him know.
He's like, okay.
We'll move on. We're through number 1 through 6, so we'll go to correspondence. We got any correspondence? Do you have anything public in correspondence? So that takes care of miscellaneous, huh? Staff reports, let's start right with Dave. You come this way.
You were hoping it was Donna.
Sounds like Don's the popular one. Basically, we covered it with the storm when we were talking about that. We've been replacing culverts like crazy. Scott's working on that. Jason's working on projects. We'll put in a culvert one day and we literally get 2 more to replace tomorrow. So
Yeah, oh, sure.
it's happening. It's nonstop. So it's constant maintenance with the culverts washing out. We found 2 today. So, yeah, so and then I updated you already on Surrey Road, and, I'll update you since I wasn't here last week. The beaver trapper, you guys had questions on that
Yeah,
being
I
so
did.
high.
Yeah.
He got 18 beavers. And he also takes the time out to tear that dam out while he's there. So just so you guys know,
He's got a lot of work in there.
he's earning it.
Okay.
Now,
We'll
he
try,
charges
and
by
it's
the
so,
by the height.
he's so user friendly because I literally, the guys will call me. I text him and he's on it. It's in one culvert washed out or whatever saves us that money.
Yeah.
And, one time, and he got 18 beavers, so.
That's good information, good intel. What, does he charge anything by the hour as far as?
Yes, he charges, $20 an hour to tear out dams.
Okay.
And
What's
that's
he
not
charge
easy work
per
if you ever
beaver?
tore out a beaver dam, so
What's he charge per
No, I
beaver?
$35 per beaver,
Okay.
yes. And we put that out for bid.
Yeah.
And he was actually the
And,
lowest
and he
bidder.
was a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but
Seems fair.
he does an amazing job. That company's, they do good. So
I'm happy.
just letting you guys know.
And you're happy, we're happy.
Very good. Dwayne, do you have anything more? Would you like to be last?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that we'll do that. Then you can hear what's good. Okay, go ahead.
How about Donna? You have a report?
I'm coming this way around.
Oh, sorry.
Clockwise, sir. Clockwise.
Yeah, one thing I have is I was gonna thank Dwayne for extending the mutual aid to Midland and Gladwin counties for flood relief.
Did anybody go? Did they need any help? They were good?
No, they haven't asked yet.
But we're ready if they want us. That's
Yeah.
right.
They know, yeah, that we offered, so.
Then do you have any updates on the, local federal buyout bill that's going on? That's getting ready to get voted on?
I just saw the
Okay,
legislative stuff on it, but.
okay. That's all I had. I didn't understand everything I knew about that one. I thought maybe you had an update on it. So.
Yes, sir.
One thing I wanted, a couple things actually, but, we talked in the last couple months about our weight restricted roads and our cost share with townships that have weight restricted roads. Are we gonna discuss that or is it a done deal? I don't know about it.
Did you want to add it to the agenda?
No, it was been, we talked about
We
it.
Yeah,
talked
we
about it
did,
last
and it, can we print off the stuff from their website or
I've got,
something?
I got a copy of that.
No.
His ordinance or
I
not?
don't care about the ordinance.
Oh.
What I don't wanna do, I don't wanna spend taxpayer money on I don't wanna spend taxpayer money on roads that the taxpayers can't use, right?
They
So-
can use the roads. What do you
Make a
mean they
motion.
can't use?
Okay, so we have a 6-ton weight limit on roads down there. Okay, a lot of people can't use that road.
Yes, they can.
Who?
All they have to do is call the township and get a permit.
Who's been denied access? I haven't.
Nobody's
I don't
ever
know
been.
anybody
Except
that's
that
been not
was
denied.
Make a motion, Tim. Let's be done with it.
Okay, I make a motion that we, do not fund any roads that are lower than our county trunk line weight limits. Because essentially, there's a lot of persecution of the Amish. Wherever there's a weight limit down there, there's Amish. I got a guy down in Locust that calls me every week. He can't get his cattle in. Why can't he get his cattle in on our road? That's my question. Why can't he get his cattle in?
First time I've heard of it specific.
All he has to do
There's
is,
a
Did he
motion, right?
call? Did he call Grant Township?
No,
Did
they
he say-
gave him tickets. They're setting
Oh.
an ambush and giving them tickets. If it's got a fire plate,
What's the name? I want to check into that.
yeah,
Andy on the north side of Locust.
Oh, Coleman's.
you know,
There's a long history there, but, you talked to Dan about him specifically about the paper trail?
You know, Dan and I aren't on a really
no,
good
Well,
basis.
sometimes you gotta put that aside.
Well, what I'd like to do is maybe go down there with a 40-foot float off of one of these low boys and see if you can make that turn off Captain Air Locust. You can't do it.
You can and you can't, I agree. I can remember this issue coming up when the previous manager was here, and there was some discussion that the road commission was gonna attempt to make that corner more
That's right.
easily to navigate, because it does get a lot of washouts, so that corner becomes a sand trap.
What is it again?
I don't know. I just,
Kathleen.
if we did. and
That's
it's-
been,
Locust and Cadillac.
you guys,
I know we had Kenny go down there
Yeah.
with the old backwards.
Has anybody been by there recently? Because that could be part of the Koblenz story is that he's digging up the old days. when
He
it first
just
was
received a
implemented.
ticket 2 weeks ago for trying to get cattle into his house.
Take the word cattle out of it. I don't care if it's cattle or.
Well, any
Oh, right.
commerce, any commerce, our job is to provide roads for the public. And we cannot
Oh,
discriminate against people because somebody doesn't like the Amish.
That's
no, we
not what
can't,
it
but
is.
I don't
It is.
believe that. I don't believe that.
You have no proof of that. Until you do, I'm not gonna buy that.
Well,
There's a motion on the floor.
there is a motion. And I know it's coming up too in the future that they wanna bond the roads because they don't like oil and gas down there. It's like, really? I'm not doing that either.
Hey, we're all entitled to our own opinion, Tim.
Yeah,
So is there a second? I didn't hear if there was.
and I didn't second
We're all on record.
it, on record, but,
That's the way it should be.
well, it's a real touchy situation, and before we make any move on it, it's just go slow.
Yep.
And, talk to the right people. I know Dan's been here at a lot of our meetings. So much for that.
Do we have anything going on right now, Dwayne, down there?
What?
Chip
Grant?
seal, chip
The
seal
chip
or
seal.
something maybe?
And Graham?
We have a bunch of work to do in the grant yet. We got paving, chip seal.
We got a lot that didn't get done last year.
Last year.
We paved Dover this year already.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
19
that's a good
projects.
job there.
I think that's all we've done in grants so far this year, right now.
I think so. Yeah. Next.
I'm good, Tim.
You're good?
I'm good.
I actually don't have anything, at the
I'm
moment.
just waiting to hear from Donna on audit. That's
Yeah,
it.
well,
Donna.
What about Al?
That's my question, but I know Donna's gonna answer it.
just a minute. We're gonna get to Donna after Al, or you're next.
got nothing.
You have nothing?
He's got something, look at all this paper.
He's got a map. Yeah.
Mhm.
We've done some crack sealing so far. We're almost done with our 2019 paving that we didn't get done yet, so we're gonna be moving into our 2020 projects for paving.
Now in the 2019 paving.
Yeah.
Is there, you said we're almost done.
Yep.
What do we have to do?
So the only one we have left is in Lake George, Bringfield Avenue by the railroad track.
Oh,
So
yeah,
post office around the corner
Yes.
of Bodie.
the little building church, yes.
Yeah. So that's all we got left in 19.
Oh, good.
In North Road, or no?
Yes, we have some milling on North Road.
We coming pretty good then on the 2020 stuff now?
We're gonna get started paving on it as soon as we finish in Lake George. We have some more crack seal to do yet. We have all our chip sealing to do yet. That's scheduled for later in the summer. They have a lot of time on their books, the chip sealers this year, because some counties around us have canceled their projects due to the financial situation with the COVID. So they're looking for work, so if you know anybody here in townships or anything that might wanna do some more projects this year,
Oh,
you can mention it to them if you're at the board meetings or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think there's some paving projects that they could fit in the books this year too,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. That's really all I got.
okay, good job. Donna, you're next.
Got good news.
Good
Um,
news.
After,
Give us the good news.
yeah, after looking into the audit, with all Kim's organization, we got it taken care of.
Nice.
Everything it's getting finalized now. I met with the auditor, they were here Monday, getting the rest of the paperwork.
Yeah.
We had Dorothy, former finance
Yeah.
director, come in and
She's
knock
good.
it out, yeah.
I was surprised when I seen what Dorothy you were talking about. I've known her for
Yes.
years. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, so looking into all this stuff that needed to be done, like I said, Kim had it all organized out and everything was ready to go. There was just a few things that wasn't done minor, or not minor, but they were, heavy duty things at the end of the audit that
Yeah.
was time consuming. But yeah, Dorothy came in,
So everything's on the
Yeah.
up and up.
yes, yes.
How
So
is Kim feeling these days?
oh, she's doing better. So Dorothy, Jim, the auditor, Dwayne, they're all talking with the county treasurer, they're all discussing everything, everything's getting taken care of. So we will get that final report soon, and then I'll have Jim.
And then Jim will be here for,
Yeah,
give us an
discuss
update.
it.
with his, we'll all get a new book.
Yes, yes.
The whole thing that he usually does a month
Yes,
ago.
and present the audit to you.
So we
Yeah,
didn't,
we'll
we
have
didn't
the
meet our
whole-
June 2nd deadline, what would you expect?
That was taken care of, the auditor, he has a very good relationship with the state,
Mhm.
so there was an extension filed. to
No
allow-
problem there then.
Yeah,
And,
no,
and approved.
Oh,
That's
good,
good.
okay.
And the Act 51 wasn't due till June 30th
yes,
anyways, I believe she
Was-
said, so.
yes,
So we really weren't behind that much.
no,
I mean,
I mean,
We are, but it's,
but it's,
I think we went as fast as we possibly could
yes,
to get to where we're at.
yes,
so good.
But the county still is unable to file as a result of our delay, is that still true?
I mean, yeah, they're finishing up to do
Yeah, they're
that.
finishing up the dates.
But they have their,
They filed an extension too, didn't they?
yes,
I believe,
But
and
they
I thought they
already
said
They had to, yeah,
they could
Well,
start,
yes.
they just wanted confirmation of like where we, I think, were, and then they could start moving forward with their process, and then we can just catch up.
yeah,
So we'll just get another update in 2 weeks. Or sooner.
It'll be done in
Yes.
2 weeks, right?
yes, yes, it will,
Mhm.
Could you send an email out when it's official,
yes.
just so we can let our constituents know if that comes up as a question?
Okay.
That'd be great.
Okay, is there anything else, Tom? No? Okay, thank you. Dwayne, do you want to finish it up with anything that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got a handful of things.
Sure.
I'd like to thank Mandy. She's been doing a
Thank
lot
you,
of things
Mandy.
for us. Out of AutoCAD work, but we've had her out in the field doing a lot of things as well.
Good.
She's starting to document her culvert locations, building a culvert inventory, putting together a map for that. So, a lot of new things she's been doing. And she
Good.
graduated.
Yep.
Yay,
Thanks for graduating.
congratulations.
Thank you.
What was Mandy's title? Here.
There was, what,
She's like an
Mandy.
intern right now
Oh.
through Mid-Michigan Community College.
okay,
She needed 150 hours, I think, of CAD
okay.
work to graduate. So
So everything's done.
What
Yep.
happens after the internship?
Yeah, how long does that go for?
That went for about a month, so now I've been here 2 months, so the internship is officially up. So I'm officially graduated. They did a virtual ceremony for us online to at least acknowledge us in some way since we couldn't walk, and I'm just waiting on my actual associate's degree in the mail as of now, so.
So they
What's
say it's
the
in the
degree?
mail,
Huh?
What is the degree?
It's in computer-aided drafting and design.
yeah?
Thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you very
Glad
much.
you're here helping us out.
Oh, yes.
Good job. Okay, Dwayne.
update on Kim. June 15th, as of right now, expected return. So in the meantime, I talked with Donna.
Yeah.
As of right now, Donna's gonna. She said she can keep us afloat. So.
Between now and the 15th? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think Donna's doing.
She's done it already.
Donna's doing a very good job.
Project updates, like Dave said, we're working on Bass Lake Road. We kind of had it finished, and then I wanted to go back and do a little bit more to it. So we're gonna finish that up today. Jason's on Meredith grade, but he expects to be mobilizing off that job to Ridge and Ball starting Monday.
Oh, good.
And then we'll have a grader out starting the gravel part of Meredith grade. But schedule wise, we're right on track according to that
So,
original chart I had.
so far the weather hasn't been a factor.
Well, it was. We actually pulled Jason off to go help with the emergency culvert stuff, so we lost a week, but we're still
You
not.
actually would have been ahead of schedule probably with
Yeah.
COVID and
So we're
everything.
not that far behind.
We're still on track. We're not behind at all.
Good, good.
As of yet, everything's going.
Everything's
Good.
copacetic.
Correct.
Copacetic.
Yes. Grant updates. We put a lot of work in the last couple of weeks. Let's see, what did we get? Oh, I got last Friday. I submitted the bridge application to MDOT for the Brand Avenue Bridge replacement for 2023. I don't know when we'll know, but it'll get. It's in for review and hopefully for selection. I'm hoping so. 2 Eagle grants got submitted on Monday. Pam from Michigan Works did the one with me.
Did you?
That one was, well, the other one I'm working in partnership with Renewable Infrastructures. It's a company down by Lansing, I believe. It's a small company, but so that grant is to epoxy overlay 7 of our bridges and then fix up the barrier walls. Kind of like a preventative maintenance type grant, incorporating some recycled materials in with it. So it's smaller.
Mhm.
It's a smaller grant. I think we have a good shot at it.
You think we got a good?
I think so.
I hope
I think so.
Good.
And then the one I put a lot of time and work into, and I'm really, really hoping. But that's the one with Pam, helped me put it together. That was for Mosteller Road Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
So I got letters of recommendation from Federal Highway and University of Michigan and support from MDOT. And we've got, I mean, it was a pretty intense submittal, and I think I can't see why we can't have a really good shot at this, because it's
I
very,
think we do.
very innovative. And so that would start taking place this winter if it gets awarded. It would start in October. So because then you go into the design phase, and then
Yeah.
construction would be 2021.
First thing we gotta make sure we get the grant.
Yeah,
Right.
there's quarterly steps and grants. But those are submitted. We hit our deadlines. I was happy with what we turned in, so now we just wait.
So you think we can utilize Pam quite a bit then, or?
I
I
think
mean,
so.
she's, okay, good.
As of right now, yeah. I mean,
Sure, she seems to be doing a good job.
yeah. So the next one will be the USDA grant she's gonna work on for us for the radios.
Yeah.
I think she said that was due July or something. Now
Is it?
they extended it. So
Well, that's been extended.
yeah. So
Because of the.
she was gonna be doing that one first, but she has other
Oh, yeah.
grants she's writing for other people, so she kind of prioritizes things on her end, which
Sure.
I can work with
I'm
that,
happy
you know.
with it.
So she seems to do a very good job.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. Fine.
And then I guess finally we had a staffing change this week. One of our foremen no longer work here.
Mhm.
So as of last couple of weeks, Dave's been dealing with a lot on his own. We've been trying to help him as much as we can, but he's doing a really good job. A lot of pressure.
Yes, it is.
So right now I posted a my plan is, and it's posted, I'd like to do a staff kind of reorganization and have 2 foremen and then 1 superintendent. Because
Yeah.
I just don't feel like things were working how they were with a north-south divide, and it wasn't flowing how I felt it should. So I would like to have Dave as my go-to person,
Okay,
covering the entire county, fielding problems, doing permits,
that's right.
everything that we need done. And then and then he can have 2 foremen that can do
One
a lot
in
of
the north
field
and one-
stuff, a lot of traveling, a lot of job covering, a lot of
You
site
still have one in
visits.
the north
that
and one
we're
in
not-
the south, right?
That's
Like
probably
we-
gonna be that way, yeah.
Yeah, should have, yeah, well, that's good.
So that was a plan. I posted it, and I'm gonna do it through an interview process, which I didn't want to just hand pick someone. I felt everyone, if they're interested, they should have a fair shot. So I'm gonna interview people tomorrow.
So, if we have a job posting, and I have a bunch of questions, obviously. The employee you terminated, in 15 years here has never had a write-up in 15 years. He had just received from you on May 5th a stellar performance review. So please explain to me how this all happened, and I want to know, number one, for the taxpayers' benefit, because there's litigation issues here, is do we have an attorney involved in this termination?
I seeked advice from an attorney and other sources.
Did that attorney advise you to have a commissioner in the room when you terminated him? A commissioner who's never received 1 vote, that was a subordinate of this employee for 10 years. What? Well,
Who's this now?
he was a friggin', doesn't matter. So I'm asking, so I want to know, were you advised by an attorney?
No.
To have?
No.
A commissioner in the room?
No.
Okay, so who gets put on the hook here by this stuff, by not doing your homework? The taxpayers. The taxpayers get put on the hook. And it's disgusting. I find it juvenile, Bill, that you're in the room to terminate a 15-year employee who has a stellar work record.
You really think we should discuss this?
Well, I mean, how are we going to talk about it?
There
Well,
was a request made for a witness, Tim. That's why I was in the room. I said not one word.
Where did this request come from?
From me.
Going.
And what? I never knew. You never told me. Did you guys know about this?
There was a request for a witness because it
But
didn't
I'm
want to
happy with
involve a member of his staff.
whatever.
And I figured because I was the only one that didn't work, I'm retired, I was the guy. And that he asked me and I did it,
That's
and I
right.
never said a word.
And who called the police?
I didn't call no police.
I never heard of that.
So
I called the police. I talked to John, cause it was requested that somebody be outside.
a 15-year
Was that
employee
Uh-huh.
Oh,
gets railroaded, and you call the police.
It was requested.
Who requested?
I requested
Dwayne
it, Jim.
did, and
The
I
police.
talked to John, and John said absolutely. And he was down at the gas station, it wasn't sitting right here. In case, I think that's in times right now,
And I think
this
it's, I
day
think
and
it,
age, you
I
can't,
think it should
that's
say
a
a
normal
lot that I
thing.
felt that request was appropriate to fire the certain employee because of the trust level and the unknowing of actions by a certain person. So if you want to drag in the taxpayers, then so be it. But
That's
I
what
tell
it is.
you, the person not being here is going to save the taxpayers far more money than what we're going to deal with now. So I really don't care, honestly.
Okay, let's move on. then.
I don't. Are we done here?
Are you done?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Let me think about this for a minute.
Yeah, I guess what's
I look at it this way. we're not here to be involved in day-to-day.
I agree,
and-
I agree.
let me
No,
finish.
I don't think you do agree
I don't,
though.
let me finish, please.
Yeah, you go
We're not
ahead.
here to involve ourselves with day-to-day employee operations or procedures.
Absolutely, that's the way it should be.
I'm not sure if you agree or don't.
I agree.
Okay. You say that. So I'm glad you do agree. But this is a situation that you have to make decisions in a moment's notice occasionally. At this point, I haven't heard anything that tells me that something was done inappropriate. I don't care if he's been here 1 year or
Me
100.
Great, me too.
That part doesn't matter. So if you keep repeating that, it doesn't make it any more important. Just so you know.
Okay, so my question is,
So let me finish. Actually, one more point. So he had a stellar review.
yes,
He, she, whoever, a week ago, and tomorrow gets caught stealing.
correct.
Okay. Do you know what the reason for termination is? Or you just leap forward into the fact that you don't like it?
No, is there a reason? That's my question. And
Well,
was
that could have
there,
been the first question.
that would be my first question. Is there a reason? No reason was given. Is there a reason? And how do you go from May 5th to a stellar performance review and a 15-year exceptional employee to terminated without reason? That's my question.
Without reason?
He's got
Is
a
that
lot.
your, is that what
Right,
you're
that's what I'm asking. What's the reason?
No, that's what you just said. That's what you accused him of.
Well, is there a reason? I'm asking. Is there a reason?
Unfortunately, I will take the blame for the performance review. It wasn't stellar. There were things discussed in it. There was a discussion back in, I think, February with the same employee who was offered a demotion, didn't want it, promised to work on things. Time has gone on. Things were not worked on. They were kind of worked on, but then it began regressing. The work environment is toxic. If this place has to move forward, which I believe you hired me to do that, then I had to make a decision that I felt was correct to move this place forward. And it became very clear because said employee has taken a lot of time off. And when Dave was here by himself, things were in harmony. Work was productive. Men were productive. It was flowing. I could do it. Just had to be done. And then the communication, not showing up to work, no communication, why, where, whatever. Monday, that was the last straw. No show to work. I didn't know. Dave knew, but I didn't know. And I just...
I will say that's the way it was done in the past. Eric or I would always get a hold of each other and we would make sure we knew.
Again, we go back in time, how we used to operate
Yeah,
26
right.
years ago, which needs to change, but
That's why we hired you, to change. what
Until I
needs to
hear
be.
a reason or reasons, I'm going to support Dwayne on his decision until I'm convinced that I should.
Well, until nothing, I mean, it's a done deal as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it's even up for discussion.
I have a feeling this probably isn't the end of it, and we're going to hear a lot more details in the future, if I had to guess.
my homework was done.
His homework was.
At-will
done.
employees can be let go, and there is no reason actually needed. I did do my homework, and I feel like if you want this place to run how it should run, and I think you hired me, I would like your support moving forward with what I would like to see this place be, and just quiet, make things good.
It's a good explanation. We'll leave it at that. One other question. Why, so you're gonna have to get a grade, so there's 2 positions open, right?
Correct.
Why can't we go to the outside? Why can't we, ask for applications?
I considered that, but honestly, I believe I have candidates that I would be happy with internally, and then that way, we're gonna go down one less employee. I think we had too many employees to start with. I mean, there was a big hiring done last year,
Yeah,
2
it was
years
last
ago,
year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
5 guys.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So that takes away one of those positions, makes sense. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And I'm not gonna backfill, like, if I pull from within, then there's gonna be some moving around, but then there should be a labor position back open, but I don't intend on backfilling that at
Probably
this
not.
point because of our budget situation, so.
I understand
It
that,
frees
but
up
we
that.
can essentially roll every truck we have, right? Man every truck we have, David?
Yeah.
But no real extra, right? Or,
No, we won't have any extra. There's no
Extra manpower.
Right.
well, number wise, Tim, I had Kim do a report back in like March or something, and because I'm trying to monitor overtime hours, but due to this budget thing, like I don't know what's gonna happen, so like we discussed before, but our overtime hours were actually quite a bit down, but our labor budget was higher than it was last year. Cause I'm like, how can we work less overtime and still have a higher budget?
Yeah.
But then Donna's like, well, we hired like, since last March, we hired like 3 guys, so it's like, holy cow. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
'cause we had
a-
two
but
retire
But
I know.
before the COVID
podcast.
stuff, you know, our budget was growing, you know.
I agree.
And
I agree.
That's what we based it on,
I
right?
agree. I'm just saying, as of right now, I don't plan on backfilling. If we get the budget, like if next year turns back into a normal year and our budget is higher as they project or whatever, then we have a position to fill. And it actually is where I want to be. It gives me leverage because we have temp employees. And like the one guy we already have, I like him, but you know, at this point, I'm not going to open that position up, but it's a way to kind of.
That'd be fair.
To backfill. So what flexibility or latitude do you have in hiring temps within the contract? I mean, can we bring in,
Hired who?
I think I can keep them as long as I was gonna check with Donna, but similar to how like Ish is out for Derek.
The names.
Sorry, name.
I understand.
That's okay, we had a guy named Ish before.
Well, there's 2 issues.
Does anybody have a problem with Dwayne looking internally before externally?
I do have a question about, we talked about the temps, are we gonna mow this year? I mean, like we had.
They're mowing already.
The
They
state?
start, I should have.
I didn't
Oh,
know
the
if that's-
state?
Yeah,
I talked to MDOT and they want it done by 4th of July.
okay,
So
I didn't
we
know if that
always-
was something maybe that got cut or not. So-
No,
Okay.
next year, we're on a complete mow, where we mow
Oh,
everything.
really?
Oh, good.
So, and I really like that.
Yeah, I
We
do
do
too.
that every year.
We used to do that.
But anyways, this year, we'll start the 15th, Monday, and it usually takes the guys, because we use our 2 state employees now. In the past, we've never had 2 state employees.
We always had temps, you know.
Correct.
That's
And
what I
now
was wondering.
we'll use those 2, which right now are Haney and Bruce. So they'll actually mow it, and they can actually do it within a couple weeks. Or ain't no breakdown or anything.
Real wetness and
Yeah, so that's the plan, to start on the 15th, and Jason Potts, our MDOT guy, he just wants it done by the 4th of July, which is every year we want that done.
I just thought like, we had to hire temps again to do the mowing.
Well, actually, we don't use temps on MDOT, so,
Okay, the change.
Just some that guys.
pardon me, yeah, well, we can use our full-time employees on it, but we just don't use temps, or, and I don't know there's an insurance thing or something there, I
I
guess.
didn't get a job, okay. He said temps, I thought.
Yeah.
We used to use them all the time with mowers.
I'm gonna look more into it though, but I'm gonna utilize the temps as much as I can also, without breaking any rules, so.
Absolutely. Is there anything,
I don't think so.
covered everything on? We're all done.
motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Guess that means support.
Yeah. That means-
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Are we off, Mandy?
Do we have any other comments?